I know that I'm not the best sister wife. I'm not that close to Mary. I'm not that close to Robin. I'm super close to Janelle. So it's really hard to have a relationship with sister wives that are in a good marriage. It's really difficult.
Dad, it's like, what are you doing all day? It's certainly not cooking and cleaning, because then, listen, there's nothing to say here.
It is cowardly. Man the up.
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Tuesday, September 6th. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Listen, I did a video on Friday and y'all are like eating it up. We got over 100,000 views because we had a showdown between Christine and Kody, where Kody basically called her a babysitter. Listen, now Christine claps back and calls him a coward. So I have a brand new clip that was released to Entertainment Tonight. Before I get into the clip though, can I just say I want to read off some of your comments, and I want to try to do this when I'm going through each week so that if you have an awesome comment, I can give you a shout out. So I have a couple comments I want to go through, and before I do, also if you have not taken the plunge, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the videos thumbs up, and always comment. Now I'm going to try my best to share comments with you from the videos. So I pinned a comment that I absolutely loved, and it was about basically last week, Kody says that Robin's kids were never taken care of by Christine. Many of you pointed out that Christine had complained about Robin not letting her take care of her kids. And this is what someone said in the comments. 878 of you liked this, by the way. The comment comes from Christina Huckabee, and it says, "Why on earth was it Christine's responsibility to mother Sabin's kids? It made sense with Janelle's kids. Janelle was working many hours outside of the home. Sabin is a stay-at-home mom. She is there to take care of her own. Sabin is just plain old lazy." So accurate AF. Because Robin didn't need her to take care of the kids. Janelle did. And then the other most liked comment was from Naomi Bradford, and she said, "Christine is the one who did the unforgivable. She challenged him and would not accept his gaslighting and maltreatment anymore." Thank you, Naomi. I agree. She stood up to him. So in the brand new clip, this is a continuation of the conversation. They're releasing a lot of information. They're really hyping up this season. They want to get you guys all in. In this, Christine and Kody start talking about their relationship and how they've not been on the same page for a long time, and she doesn't understand like why Kody won't let her go. And at the very end, she calls him a coward, but we're gonna go through this sort of piece by piece. So this is kind of how it starts.
I know that I'm not the best sister wife. I'm not that close to Mary. I'm not that close to Robin. I'm super close to Janelle. I mean, I get jealous, so it's really hard to have a relationship with sister wives that are in a good marriage. It's really difficult.
Okay, so in the very beginning, Christine acknowledges that she's not the best sister wife, and that's because of her jealousy, and it's hard to be around someone that has a good marriage with Kody. And she acknowledges that she does not have good relationships with Robin and Mary, but she has very close to Janelle. And she said that she's aware that she doesn't have the best relationships with her sister wives. So the point that, she doesn't have, that's his rationalization for why he doesn't want to be around her.
You don't get to blame me alone for how this relationship has gone for us.
Blaming you alone.
Yes, you are. Telling me I'm never around, and that I was not here before COVID.
So once she acknowledges like, hey, I wasn't the best sister wives, we go back to a clip of them and they're talking, and Kody's like, you don't get to blame me for this relationship falling apart, and saying that I'm never around, and that, blah, blah, blah. Kody's really never around, so I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, their whole lives are videotaped for show, right? Filmed? I mean, a lot of it. Legit. And she's like saying that they're not around. So Kody is kind of gaslighting and saying like, you don't get to just blame me. It's, not just my fault.
How many days have you spent with us? Like full days before COVID? Like full days? Full days.
So then she asks Kody, like, how many days have you been there? How many times have you come to our house? How many full days have you spent with us? And then she says that he went hiking with them once, and then that they went kayaking, and Kody couldn't even be bothered to get in the kayak with her. So her argument is that you're never here, you never spend time with us, and when are you here? When do you spend time with us?
So let's just say we've lived here for 800 days. He went hiking with us once. He's been kayaking with us twice. One time he didn't even get in the water. That's 3 times.
Oh,
he's
sorry.
gone with that.
He went kayaking with them twice, not once.
I was here for full days regularly. I remember full days here. But when people work, they leave the house. When people have things to do, they leave the house.
I don't
Okay,
have time
so
to play.
Kody says that he remembers full days at the house, and when people have to work and do other things, they don't just stay at home. So even though he spends time there, you know, he's got other things to do, and he's got a busy life. And this is where he goes off the rails again. So foot and mouth syndrome is what I think Kody suffers from more than narcissistic. Well, he probably has both, but foot and mouth syndrome is a huge one. And he says that he doesn't have time because his life is so busy. And because of that, he's not at home all the time. He doesn't have all this time to lollygag at home. And he makes a dig at Christine. Check this out.
I don't have time to play like she has time to play. I got a lot of work to do and a lot of responsibilities. I don't get this. You don't show up here and stuff like that. It's like, what are you doing all day? It's certainly not cooking and cleaning because then, listen, there's nothing to say here.
So he says, what are you doing all day? It's certainly not cooking and cleaning. What? I didn't know that was her only job, is to cook and clean. So now it's you don't have a good relationship with the sister wives and you're not cooking and cleaning. Does anyone watch Sister Wives? Who's the one that cooks in this family? Who's the one that has a cooking show? Who? Christine. Who's the one that cooks in the family? Christine. Has Christine's house ever looked messy when you're on the show? No. So he's now saying that she doesn't cook and clean enough. Is that why he doesn't want to be there? Or is it that you're so busy, Kody? I can't figure it out. And then he goes, I don't have anything more to say about this. Because he knows that he shouldn't have said that.
Why are you insisting on holding on to me? Why?
Whoa.
This isn't working, Kody. You said it wasn't working too. You said you were not
Christine, I
interested
think it's not working, but
in me.
So then Christine says, Kody, why are you insisting on hanging on to me? This is not working. And he's like, I think, and he's trying to like interrupt her because she wants to leave and he doesn't want her to leave. It's clear he doesn't want her to leave and he doesn't want to let her go. And she's trying to say like, you're not happy with me. You don't want to be with me. Why are you making me stay? And he's trying to cut her off, but she's like standing her ground.
You were interested in a sexual marriage with me. You said that. You said people survive for years without having an intimate marriage. You said that.
You're
Expecting that
blaming
from
me for me being turned off by your behavior.
Then she brings up the hanky-panky, and she says that Kody said that they could survive with years not doing the hanky-panky. Yes, he can because he can go over to Robin's house and do it, but Christine gets none. So he doesn't have to survive without it. Christine does. So then he flips the script.
We've been married for 25 years. I've known you for almost 30 years. Don't insult me. Tell me straight up. If you don't want to be married to me anymore, you don't want to have an intimate marriage with me anymore, flip and tell me. It is cowardly. Man the up.
Then he says that he's turned off by her behavior. So what? It's because she's not babysitting. He's changed the story so many times because she doesn't babysit the kids for Robin and him, because she doesn't cook and clean, because she doesn't have good relationships with people. What? Robin doesn't have good relationships with people either. Never says that to Robin, like ever. Has that ever stopped him from getting down and dirty with her? No. She says it's cowardly for him to not let her go and to tell her he doesn't want to be married to her and to man the F up. There's nothing more selfish to me than a man that doesn't want a woman to leave. And it's not because he cares about her. It's not because he loves her. It's not because he has anything. I don't think he wants to be with her. I think the only reason he held on to her for as long as he did and stayed married to her was because of their celestial kingdom crap. I don't think if they didn't have this belief in they need X amount of wives in order to get to this kingdom of heaven, that he would have given 2 Fs about her and that he would have stayed and not fought for her. But he needs to hold down the fort and make her stay in a loveless, sexless marriage because he needs to go to heaven and make his kingdom. How selfish is that and degrading? Yeah, you can't have it, but I can. I can do it as much as I want to because I've got Robin. Gross. I think he is a coward. I think he is selfish. I think he's a narcissist. I think he's so many things. I think he's constantly gaslighting. And I think the person that said that comment about how she stood up to him is absolutely right. She was done putting this down. And I just want to end this on a comment from Vanessa Mudd, which said, please let's add the fact that Christine was upset when Robin first got a nanny in Vegas and told Robin that she wished Robin had asked her to help instead of getting a nanny. I think that is a very important point and puts what Kody said about her never raising Robin's kids in an even worse light. He's blaming her for not doing something that she actually wanted to do but wasn't allowed to do. He's a masterclass in gaslighting. He doesn't like her behavior, but she offered to help with Robin's kids. She wanted a relationship with Robin's kids, and Robin instead got a nanny and didn't trust anyone but the nanny. Is it Robin or was it Kody? Or was it, doesn't sound like it was Christine. I think it was Kody. But that's just my opinion, my humble opinion. So again, I want to see you guys leave some awesome comments. Give me some valid insight about this. Is it cowardly for him not to let her go? Would you be as outraged if a man was like, yeah, you can stay in this loveless marriage because I'll get it somewhere else? What are your thoughts about that? I will read the top 3 most liked comments, and make sure while you're reading, you throw some likes up to the various comments and respond to people that you agree with. Tell me in the comments below. Bye guys.